what they've got.
Exactly, and I think we're gonna get straight to it. We have the next match between somebody that you, sir, are very familiar with Alan
Yes.
Diz, facing us against Guadalajara's Q.
Yeah, Guadalajara, Quintero has been doing so well in his previous matches. Actually, his Samus is quite scary. His mobility is going to be a real challenge here for Alan Diz, one of the strongest from the northwestern corner of Mexico, hailing from Tijuana. He will be dropping all those explosives. We've seen him both in doubles and in singles, time and time again. But Quintero's or Q's mobility is going to be crucial here to avoid the onslaught, the barrage of explosives that Alan Diz is just so used to using.
I think a barrage of explosives might be being too respectful to what we're seeing, because there's just a lot happening right now on the screen. Of course, Alan is trying to play with distance, using those projectiles on his advantage, but Q, of course, being very patient, being very careful, not really getting hit by any of those, and it shows at this moment because he's got quite the advantage when it comes to percentage. Already putting Alan in uncomfortable situations near the ledge, so he's trying to close the stock as soon as possible.
Yeah, definitely Q is doing phenomenally at avoiding all the explosions and trying to sneaking in, which is extremely hard, especially against Alan Diz's Snake. He's always going to throw at least a projectile, at least an active hitbox that you constantly have to avoid, but specifically those up tilts that are so devastating to fight against with Alan Diz's Snake.
You have to be incredibly careful with Alan Diz, because you make a single mistake and he's gonna punish just like that, like we saw with the up tilt. And once again, it seems like he's feeling himself very well, because he's putting now Q on uncomfortable situations. He's trying to pressure him a lot, not letting him get close, not using those projectiles of his own. And so far it's working, because he has turned things around and he's controlling the pace of this match very well. And he's gonna get this combo with the up tilt and the up smash, getting the second stock in a matter of less than a minute after the first one.
The synergy, just knowing where the knockback is going to send him to prepare an active hitbox just to catch him every single time. That's the Alan Diz experience. You know, you find him in bracket, you are going to suffer, but just like that, Q is ready with the projectiles of his own, and they are very devastating as well. But no, gets an unfortunate situation where he gets clipped and trapped under the platform, under the stage, and unable to recover after a very unfortunate stage spike.
Yeah, that was a little anticlimactic, I'm gonna say.
A little bit. Yeah.
I don't even think Alan was expecting something like that to be what decides the result of the first match. But you know what? We take those. I guess he's gonna get that 2 stock for the first game. I thought the very first 30 seconds looked a bit shaky on Alan Diz's side.
Yeah.
None of the grenades were connecting with Q, but after that first stock, it was pretty much entirely his show, and he just made it work very well.
Yeah, I agree with you. The fact that those explosives weren't connecting too well, in the end, it didn't really matter, right? Alan Diz was still showing some sort of dominance, even if Q was just dodging every one of them. In the end, what matters is who takes the stocks first. And now that we're going into Talon City, with those ever-moving platforms, will change the dynamic of how the neutral, rather, or the projectile war is going to play out. So this is very important to take advantage of those platforms while they remain in the stage.
Exactly the case this time, though. It's Alan Diz who's got already a good lead when it comes to that percentage. He's putting Q once again against the ledge, using those ult to try to make it hard for him to come back, but he finds a way with that neutral getup and gets some jabs to find some distance. But Alan Diz wants back at it again with the pressure on the ledge, but that forwarder near to the ledge is gonna give Q a chance to come back to the stage, try to make some work back onto this match. But Alan Diz keeping that pressure up and almost catching Q with that up tilt.
Yeah, you really need to be very mindful of that tether grab. Of course, Samus will try her best to get you off stage, and just like that, almost getting a spike, but instead landing a forward smash, angled forward smash from Q. Samus is doing guts work when it comes to just setting up the distance, but you cannot move as far as you want from that kick. Those legs are long, they're deadly, and they're absolutely devastating once they catch you from Snake and just the neutral back into the middle of the stage, trying to find or assert dominance when it comes to just dealing with the projectiles that each character can just put out, and quite safely, Checo.
A good stuff from Alan is finding the first stock very quickly, but unfortunately for him, Q has been able to find quite a variety of hits every now and then. Not really any strength or any confirms so far, but that's been enough work for him to get quite the advantage here. But it's going to be now Alan Diz's turn. No follow-up after that forward. fully connected, but brought some damage back. And now it's once again Alandis putting the pressure, trying to put up a wall of projectiles and attacks near the ledge to not let Q come back. But once again, that forwarder from Samus doing an amazing job at not letting Alandis get close enough to get the punish.
Yeah, coming back to the stage with those aggressive options are definitely paying out. But again, you're landing on those up tilts that are just so good for Snake. It's so unfortunate that he lost track of where that platform was going. He tried to land on it, tried to regain his second jump. Unfortunately for the Samus main, he was unable to do it, and just look at those charge shots busting and exploding against those grenades. And of course the Nikitas, when it comes to a safe distance approach, when it comes to Alan, this is options, it's just so good. And this is it, the up, no, not yet, the up throw, knowing that it would have taken the stock considering the heavy weight of Snake.
Yeah, I guess Alandis would have expected that, and also Q, so he didn't opt to go for that up throw because he knows that DI probably would have saved it. But it's now Alandis coming back into the stage aggressively, getting some good damage, 50% already on Q's last stock. So he's gonna be very careful because any hit that he's getting right now is potentially just devastating. Not gonna let him get a chance to get the comeback in this game too. Remember, this set is a best of 5, so he still gets a chance. But Alandis,
Nice.
great tag from Q on the ledge. Not gonna. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much pressure from all those projectiles that
There is.
you were either gonna get hit and maybe stage spike there, or just get forced to make a mistake like we just saw from Alandis. So great stuff again, getting the second game to his name.
I mean, and to some degree, you have to be wary of these explosions. It's fair, like if you fear these kinds of instances where you have to recover, but the options are covered, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense that you're trying to avoid them. At this point, the excessive pressure that Alandis was putting out was just a little bit too much. And another 2-stock, unless my memory fails me, for the player from Tijuana, Baja California, the northwestern corner. He's one game away from getting this clean 3-0 on his opponent from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Exactly. We're going into town and city, quite a big stage, pretty much a playground for both characters, so they can use their projectiles to their advantage. But right now it's going to be Alandis already putting the pressure really quickly outside, maybe trying to get this stock as fast as possible, and almost trying to go for a ledge from. Doesn't find it just yet, so Q, a lot of pressure on his side, but finally finds a way to go in, and it's now his turn with this little string, but he's going to get surprised by that down B from Alandis, finding the first stock in 30 seconds.
Definitely a threat for every single opponent that Alandis finds. Those C4 placements are absolutely ridiculous, and every time he sets down C4, you know that you need to keep track of it. Otherwise, you're going to land on it, and the sooner, or rather, the moment you just lose track of it, you're gonna hear a there or a now, and they're both as deadly and lethally scary.
It's honestly very fun to me, just seeing both of them. They really enjoy playing on this side of the stage. The stage is so big, but they just opt to play near the ledge. And it makes sense because both of them just have a very aggressive playstyle, so they just want to get over this game as fast as possible. And so far, it's working great for Alandis, who puts in the pressure. There's gonna be oh, never mind. There is a good punish from Alandis with that jab. Takes the second stock off of Q, and now things are looking very, very difficult for Q.
Yeah, looking very grim indeed. The stock is not quite gone just yet, and Alandis still feeling quite comfortable. Of course, once you get a charge shot on your face, you're not gonna feel as comfortable anymore, but still having 2 stocks to play around while still getting a lot of extra damage, a lot of extra credit to that first stock that just went by. It's still absolutely crucial for this set to just go as Alandis was expecting, or at least really try to, because of course you know that he's gonna be out there. I believe the C4 has been planted, but either that or it touched the ground, and either way it's still a threat still.
Yeah, Q went very high trying to get that stock off of Alandis, but Alandis right here trying to surprise him with that factor. Doesn't take the stock just yet, but things are looking very, very difficult for Kim because he's going to get hit by that Nikita, and it's going to be enough for him to take game 3 off of Q. A very clean set from Alandis, who takes the result and takes the win on his side.
You know, there's been a lot of talks whether what's the strongest region in Mexico. Some say that the central, the metropolitan area. Some say that Baja California, which is the northwest. Some say the northeast as well over there in Nuevo León. But in Guadalajara has a case definitely for them too. Like, they have a lot of strong contenders, and despite the fact that in this particular set we couldn't exactly see that, you could tell that Quintero, no matter the result, He was playing to the top of his ability. His mobility options, his aggressive options, they were all on point, but it's really hard to deal with the explosive master of Alan. This is Snake, hailing from Tijuana.
Yeah, he just did an amazing job using all of those projectiles. Never really seemed to get desperate when trying to find his toxic, because he just found a way very easily in a lot of cases, especially when he came to offstage situations, because he just seemed to be very comfortable playing offstage and putting up a wall of projectiles near the ledge to make it difficult for Q, for his opponent, to come back. And well, we could see that on the result of the set. So congratulations to Alan Diz, who keeps moving on the winner side of the bracket, and Q, we're gonna see more of him, I suppose, during the rest of the day on top 128 losers bracket.
Definitely. Everyone moving over to losers bracket, they still got an insane chance